Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today I am at Interlagos for the 8th round of the Manufacturers Series currently being held in GT Sport. And as always, we're going to start with qualifying and leaving what feels like the longest pit lane in, well, just on the planet really. And we're now going to jump forward to my fastest lap of the session. Braking now at around 75 meters, dropping down to second gear, moving around the first corner to try and get into a good position for the second corner. Unfortunately, it wasn't the best. And then straight back onto the power, heading around the third corner towards the penalty zone. And braking for the next corner at the 100-meter boards, dropping back down to second gear, turning left around the corner and straight back onto the power to move up the next hill. And just tapping the brakes, dropping down to third gear and trying to get close to the apex in the next two corners, holding it in third gear before having to slam down into first for the hairpin ahead. Coming off the power to get around the next corner. Dropping down to first gear to get around the second hairpin, and then quickly back onto the power for the sweeping corner ahead. And just moving it over to the right side of the track, braking for the second to last corner. Just trying to stay in the toe of the car ahead to get as much time off this lap as I can. And crossing the line with a time of 1 minute 44.023, placing me 9th on the grid. Not the best position, but I can at least see another McLaren driver sitting on pole. As we now move over to the race, this is 15 laps with tyre wear and fuel usage on. Let's see how we do. And as normal, as soon as I get control, I try and move into the toe of the car ahead, just to try and gain as much as I can early on in the race. I did brake a little bit too early, but it's better to brake early than it is to brake late, because it means I can still get around the corner pretty easily. I managed to move up 2 places by overtaking on the outside of the corner. Getting very close to the Nissan ahead under the braking zone. You can see a Ferrari ahead just taking an extremely wide line back onto the track, but managing to rejoin ahead of me. And now moving over to the inside, trying to get close to the apex to try and overtake him for 6th place. Now I don't think he liked that too much, because under the next braking there he did give me a little tap, but I managed to hold the car around the corner and hold on to the position as well. can see the Lambo just hot on my tail as we come down past the penalty zone on the track. As he moves to the inside of the next corner, managing to get by me to take 6th place. Thankfully though, I do manage to get a bit of a better exit, and I'm on the inside of the next corner, managing to take 6th place back off of him. You can see him just looking for any way past. Just tries to move on the inside there, but doesn't quite make it. You can see how close behind he stays if you just look at the radar in the bottom right corner through these next few corners. He manages to dart down just on the inside of the hairpin to take me for 7th place again. The car in 5th decides to take a bit of an off-road approach. I think he decided to keep turning and he moves over the track in front of us, but luckily we managed to get by. Coming down the main straight, just onto lap 3, and Tommy's caught up quite a bit as he moves to the inside of the first corner, taking 6th, but he does lock his brakes, but unfortunately goes off the track, allowing me to stay ahead. Skipping ahead now to the end of lap 5, just coming towards the second to last corner, and you can see that Will in the Mercedes has caught up quite a bit, getting very close to my rear bumper around that corner and just sitting in my toe through the next section. Does try to move on the outside. Momentarily passes me over the line, but I managed to outbrake him and hold on to 6th place through the first corner. And moving forward to the start of lap 8, where I managed to move up to 3rd place. This is thanks to passing pretty much most of the field in the pit, although I will have to pit pretty soon myself. And you can just see the Porsche behind just gaining on me through these next few corners. Just gets a bit of better line, stays closer to the apex. As he moves to the inside to pass me through the hairpin and move me down to 4th place. We both decide to enter the pits on this lap. I definitely need to because I'm almost out of fuel as we start what feels like the longest pit sequence. But I suppose during the race they all feel like the longest pit sequence, especially when you've got to fill up the tank. Leaving the pits in 10th position, running on the 9th lap of this race. Trying to get back into the racing line. And thanks to the fresh tyres, I'm able to catch up on the cars ahead quite easily. As I start looking for a move on the inside of this Honda, but it does shut the door on me. And coming around the next corner, I almost lose it, go a little bit wide, but I do manage to hold on at the cost of a position in the race. And I just managed to squeeze in on the inside of the car ahead, moving myself up to 10th place once again, but I don't quite make it into the tow of the driver ahead, and they're just going to pull away thanks to the fact that they've got the car ahead of them, towing them along as well. And it looks like the cars ahead are just getting a little bit shirty with each other, but that allows me to close the gap through the next two corners. Pushing the car towards the penalty zone, just trying to overtake the car serving a penalty right now. Moving to the inside to try and overtake, but I brake way too late, pushing myself and the car behind wide, as Boeck also comes wide, but we all managed to rejoin the track. And on retrospect of that move, I probably should have given the position back to the car behind, but I didn't get a penalty, so we just carried on. Moving through the last few corners of the lap, I do manage to catch up on the two cars ahead through this hairpin. And then move to the inside line of the Toyota. Just try and stick it on the apex, managing to take 9th place, almost trying for 8th, but not quite being able to catch up to him just yet. Coming onto the back straight, I moved just to the left of the car ahead, managing to take 8th place just before they enter the pits. And skipping ahead now to lap 14, still running in 8th place and just trying to get the car home at this point. Don't want to make any mistakes that's going to make me fall back any further. Crossing the line to start the final lap, I'm just trying to stick on the car ahead because they've got a penalty coming up, so I might be able to pass them in that section. Coming through onto the third corner, went a little bit wide on the exit of corner 2. still trying to just gain on him, but I don't think I can get the gap small enough to get into the toe behind him. I'll definitely go a little bit wide on this corner, but I managed to hold the car and get back onto the track pretty quickly for the last few corners of the race. And just as we're getting towards the checkered flag, the session actually finishes, but that does confirm me for 8th place in this race. So I only managed to move up 1 position in this race, but I'll take that for the fact it was classed as a clean race. But that is going to be it for this video. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed it, why not leave a like, tell me what you think in the comments, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.